But my question is like, what are some of the challenges you faced as an exotic dancer, a stripper who's also a devout Christian who is an active member of your church? What are some of the challenges you face?
Literally, like none. Like I said, the kind of churches I go to, I go in. I'm who I am. No one judges me. I've seen, I think I've seen a couple people and then like classmates or whatever at church that know I'm a stripper.
Do they know you're a stripper because you told them or because they saw you at the strip club?
Oh no, a lot of them follow me on Instagram.
Wait, so on your Instagram, you're very open about your stripper being a dancer. So they see you on Instagram and do they talk to you? Hey, I didn't know you were a stripper, or hey, that's great that you can do this, or how do they respond?
Yeah, they just compliment me. Like they'll drop hearts and beautiful and stuff. Like they really rarely ever say anything to me about dancing. Like some of my classmates or people I went to school with, like the guys and stuff, when they have different events and stuff, they just reach out and try to book me. Like,
wait, your classmates try to book you as a dancer at what events?
Like if they have like a private party or like say like someone's getting married, like bachelor parties, private parties. Oh, they having a kickback and they just want strippers there. They'll ask me, hey, you got friends?
At a kickback?
Yeah.
And they'll hire you?
Yeah.
I don't know that life. As a kickback, you're hiring your high school classmate. Like
they'll be like chilling, wanting to have a kickback. They're just drinking and having fun. And then the phone rang at like 11 o'clock. And they're like, man, we drinking. We want some strippers. What you doing? And I'm like, well, you lucky I ain't went to work yet. Because I'd rather go do the little private events, especially if I know them. Yeah. You would think it's weird and awkward, but I feel safer because like I know you're not going to do anything crazy.
Really?
Right. And I'm also a hairdresser. Some of them in that group, like some of my classmates and stuff, like I do their hair as well. They know I'm a dancer. They almost like can call on me for whatever.
So you're basically the Swiss Army knife of like get-togethers. Like she'll dance for you, she'll braid your hair, she'll teach your kids how to dance in the community, and she'll like pass around the communion at church. Like what's happening? You know what I mean? Like you're doing everything, right? But
pretty much.
But let me ask you a question. Are any of the members of your church also patrons at the strip club that you dance at?
I've seen them Sunday morning after being Saturday night at Truth Lounge.
Really?
And I go in there and I praise the Lord and pray and pay attention to what the pastor say and mind my business.
Yeah, but do they see you in there?
Yeah, they see me.
And do they know that you're the same woman from their church?
Yeah.
And do they ever say anything?
No.
So I'm picturing like this weird like eye contact being made, like, you know what I mean? Like,
I mean, they may feel weird, but I don't feel like anyone can judge me. So they give me the eye. I'm just like, hi, how are you?
Really?
Just like I speak to anyone else on a Sunday.
So, okay, so those are the people from your church, right?
Yes.
What about, talk to me about like your relationship with your family, your parents, in the context of what you do in both the church and being a stripper.
To be honest, I'm not going to lie. Based off of like everything I told you and everything that I have going for myself and under my belt.
Yeah.
Of course, when my family found out that I was stripping, they were kind of disappointed, but they still support me.
Okay.
I'm not saying like they come to the strip club and spend money, but they still support everything else that I do. And I can just still be open and free and be myself. And they're just very supportive. They're just, I love you, be safe. Really? Let me know if you need anything. If anything go down, call my phone. So they're just very supportive of me, period.
Now, is that everyone, or is there anyone in the family group that is not supportive?
The one person that's not supportive has not even been in my life
Who's that?
as he should have. And that's my dad.
Really? What happened there?
Pretty much like once he was released from prison, my dad has been incarcerated for 15 years.
Oh, wow.
By the time he got released, I had just graduated from college.
Okay.
With my 2-year degree. And then I had just graduated from cosmetology school. And the only thing he could find as a reason not to talk to me and to shut me out and reject me was that one of his nieces told him that I was a stripper.
Do you think he was using that as an excuse?
He really hated it. Like, I don't think he used it as an excuse. I think he more so used, like, I feel like he felt like he was, like, in less control. Like, that was something he couldn't control. So,
but was he always in control of you before?
No, that's the problem. He tries to control you, and I'm the child that speaks up and got my own mind. So,
but he was incarcerated for 15 years. How old were you when he was incarcerated?
I was 5 years old. I was in kindergarten.
You're 5 years old. Was he present in your life before that? Before incarceration?
Barely.
So he wasn't in your life before, and then he was incarcerated for 15 years, and I'm assuming he's out now, right?
Yes.
So during the time that he was incarcerated, there was a time where you weren't a stripper while he was incarcerated, right? Obviously.
Yes.
Were you in contact with him while he was in jail?
Yeah.
What was your relationship with him like then?
It would still kind of be the same. Like, we would still fall out every few years.
Okay. And
because I still included him in everything. Every accomplishment I had, every time I made straight A's or AB on the roll or academic excellent achievements, like all of my certificates, I always copied them and sent them to him in the mail. So I did not leave him out of anything through all 13 years of school, of grades.
Really?
Yeah.
So you actively made him a part of your life?
Yes, I actively pursued him.
But you don't feel like it was reciprocated?
No.
How do you feel about that?
For a while, just like, it was a pattern. Like, it took for me to get older to realize, like, when I started dating, that I was kind of replaying the same things with guys that I was dating.
Really?
As far as, like, pursuing them. Like, if they would, pursue me first, of course.
Sure.
And give me the attention, then I would start pursuing them. I wouldn't leave them out. I would always, but after I realized that it was the same pattern, I was able to kind of address it and check it. Like, wait a minute. I'm used to this because this is what I do with my dad. Like, and so I had to put my foot down with him and let him know, look, I've been pursuing you all my life. I did not bring me into this world. So I'm going to need you to be consistent in my life, not just when you feel like it or just because you disagree with something that I have going on that you feel like you can stop talking to me and that's going to make me change my mind.
So how did he respond to that?
He started doing better.
And then what happened?
He don't like to hear the truth. Like, he don't like to take accountability. Like, go figure, felony, 15 years. I don't know what it's going to take. Like, he still got things to work on with himself. And because I know that now, like, as an adult, it's just certain things I don't address with him anymore.
But then
and honestly, he was not talking to me until I got hospitalized. Like, he literally just came back into my life again as an adult once I got in the hospital. So maybe the last 4 months. And even now we don't talk as consistently, even though I'm like here and he's done better by me by like trying to talk to me, come see me and stuff like that.
But you don't trust it, and it's not enough for you at this given point, right?
It's not enough.
So you mentioned something while you were talking about your father, is you saw a pattern in how you dated men or how you related to other men that you were in relationships with. right? And it was
Yeah.
reflective of your dynamic with your father, right?
Yeah.
But I would also wonder, like, what is it like to date as an exotic dancer or as a stripper in general?
It's different for different people. Like, for me, it's just like, to be honest, like, I've never been in like a exclusive relationship. It'll always be like me, like, dating someone.
Right.
Like, you get into them, you date. I mean, you like just date for a while, but never deemed like an exclusive monogamous relationship. And I kind of would just like, I don't know. It's weird. They call them situationships nowadays.
Yeah.
Or like social culture is like, oh, it's better to have a bond and no title crap. And after I get tired of that, like, we don't have no title, then I'm like, okay, well, we don't need to be dating.
Yeah, but let me ask you a question. Do you think that's a reflection of you being a stripper or just the community of people that you are encountering?
I think it's just community of the people I'm encountering.
So even if you weren't a stripper, you feel like you'd be experiencing the same thing?
Yeah. I experienced it before I was a stripper. Okay. And I experienced it while I was a stripper.
Well, before you were a stripper, you were 17.
Well, I still was dating. Well, I was dating at 17.
I feel you, but you guys were young, right? So 17, your experience as a 17, emphasis on the word teen, you know, I dated when I was a teen and I can't even give myself any credit for anything because I was not even a full human.
Well, I would say that my date, like the dynamic of me dating since then, like hasn't really changed. Like at 17, like I had a really open relationship with my mom and she really didn't like stop me from doing much. Right. So like at that age when I started dating at the same time, I was a senior with only 1 or 2 classes on campus. Like I was in college full time, had a car and I worked and stuff. So I kind of had done start developing into my young adult life.
Okay. So have you had a boyfriend since you were a stripper ever? Someone?
No, that's what I'm saying. I never had the title. I've dated, but I've never been in an exclusive monogamous relationship where I can say, hey family, this is my boyfriend. That don't mean they didn't meet him. But it's just, I was like, oh yeah, this is my little friend.
Your little friend. I would imagine like a lot of the men in the strip club hit on you as a stripper, right? I mean, that's a dynamic that's. And
I would tell them I have a man at home. I'm not interested in nothing outside of here, sir. Really?
So that applies to any guy you've ever met in the strip club.
Pretty much.
Why is that? Why is that your stance?
Because half of them are just looking for someone to treat with after the club. Okay. And I wasn't into that. So what we need to talk outside of here for?